Are there any questions on the motion?
Madam Speaker, I do have a couple of questions for Councillor Weir, and I hope he didn't. My IT cut out in the middle of his presentation, so I hope he hasn't already answered this. But I'd just like to know, given that the closure date for the golf course is the 16th of October, which is 2 days away, is the current status of the course, and also has any alternative use been considered in order to keep a viable golf course on the site?
Yes, Councillor Coombs. Yeah, as you say, it's 2 days away. The current status of the golf course, and both parish councils have had a meeting with the agents of the landowner, and there's a major concern about the security of the buildings and of the course. You can almost get onto the golf course from any angle, so there is concern about how that land might be used. They have told us that they are speaking to security consultants, but there is no evidence yet that anything has been set up to protect the course and the buildings. In terms of alternative use, myself, and there is a group that's set up to save Great Denham Golf Course and the Urban Gap, met with Bidwell's last week on Monday, and the group have put forward a proposal for a 9-hole course, which would protect the landowner's wish to have more than one income stream, because it would require a different clubhouse built where the greenkeepers compound is. We haven't had a response to that yet, so there have been suggestions put forward that try to work round the wishes of the developer, of the landowner, but we haven't yet had a response.
Thank you. Did you have another question, Graham? Councillor Coombs, you said two.
No, thank you, Madam Speaker, that's fine, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? No, can't see anybody waving and no hands up on the list. Okay, so are there any comments? Councillor Van, you had a comment, didn't you?
I did. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I only really wanted to say 3 things, really. One, that as Councillor Weir recognises, we have policies that have been put in place and that this is a good thing. So I won't go through all the policies as Councillor Weir avoided going through all of them as well. 2, that the Liberal Democrat group has submitted evidence in support of these policies as part of the new local plan process. And I understand his group have also submitted similar consultation responses in support of these policies, which I think is also welcome. And that's one way in which we can all get behind this. And 3, as per our previous comments at a previous full council meeting from both the mayor and myself, I think we're happy to support this motion and support that principle of open space. So I have I will be supporting the motion this evening.
Thank you, Councillor Van. Any other comments? Councillor Foley?
Yes, unfortunately, we're in a situation where the greatest chance of profit for so many landowners is for the planning status to be changed so it can be built on in the way that's happened to so many areas of open land around Bedford already. And until such time as there is a major change to the planning system to end that, we are going to get threats along these lines. And we will be trying very hard to defend such pieces of land against massive pressure. But I'm very happy against that background to help defend this particular patch of land against the pressure it's under at the moment.
Thank you, Councillor Foley. I have the Mayor, please.
Yes, thanks very much. Just thank Councillor Weir for all his work, but also, and I'm sure he'd like to thank the campaign group and both the parish councils in Great Denham and Biddenham for all the work they've done. I've met with them several times and they're a formidable crew that are working very hard to make sure that we do the best and protect this the open space and, if at all possible, the golf course. I think the engagement from early days from the trust, from the owner and from Bidwell's has not been what it should be. and I think we can all agree on that. And it does show that communications is really important. I think they could have avoided a lot of this by having those early discussions and rather than digging themselves into holes. So those conversations they're having about a 9-hole course, I hope that comes off. It's not quite as good as an 18. At least you need less time, though, to get around it. So I might get around in after all. But I'd just like to thank them. And I think it is important that going forward, we make sure we protect those policies and whatever new plan comes forward. I think we have policies in place. I think it's important also to note that we have taken advice, and this doesn't vet our discretion. It is backing up the policies we've got. Obviously, planning committee will make a decision on planning grounds. This is only right, and we cannot instruct them, as I know Councillor Weir isn't intending to do, and neither will any of the rest of us. But thank you for all the work done, and I wholeheartedly support the motion.
Thank you. Councillor McMurdo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Councillor Weir, I think tenacity on this is admirable, and I think you've done a splendid job, but sadly with very limited time. I will put on record that as a result of the closing and imminent closure of that facility at Great Denham, there is now not enough supply of golf places, from my understanding, in and around the borough. So I think your point in terms of the surplus is very well made, in as much it's not. So I too will be supporting your motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? Can't see any hands raised there. I can't shout if I'm not seeing you on the screen. No, it looks like that's okay. So the motion is before the council. A poll has been set up to enable you to vote either for or against the motion or to abstain. Can we be reminded how we do that, please? Just as this is the first time.
Yes, Madam Speaker, I'll open the